Hi, Anthony Morgan's Training Academy. Today I'm going to talk to you about what is called a sweeping BLG. Now sometimes the BLG, some guys pronounce it BLG, some guys pronounce it BLG. Cedro pronounced it BLG. Some styles call it a pat and carry. Now it's not so important on how to memorize the name as much as it is to memorize the technique. And I say technique on a pat and carry. There's a couple different ways guys, different systems teach this. Now what happens is this hand will always pick this line up here. This hand is always going to come underneath and carry that, and then I'm going to place the hit. Now, to get good at anything, you need repetition. Okay, and I say repetition. If you've done this pat and carry or sweeping BLG 10,000 times, you're going to have it down. You're going to have it down pat. So taking this and understanding that this hand's going to come through. So as I sweep this punch coming in, this will come underneath. Okay. So from here, one, this goes in. Okay. Here it comes in. Bang. Here it comes in. Bang. It comes in. Each and every time I'm clearing this arm here, and I hit. Okay. I clear, and I hit. Okay. I clear, and I hit. I clear, and I hit. So before long, this and this is tied together that close. Okay, so as this touches, this one's already in motion. Now, sure, you can take it and go 1, 2, but now you're into a two-step. The person you're doing this, all he should feel is it feels like one hit. So when I'm sitting here and I'm getting ready to receive this punch, this needs to be here. Okay, that fast. So this is touching, redirecting. This is coming up and shutting that line down. Now, I want to move the individual. And I say move him. I don't want to move the arms. And that's where it gets confusing, because if you're going to do a sweeping BLG, or you're going to do a pat and carry, you're moving the arms, but I move the shoulders. And I say the shoulders, on a dummy, these are the elbows here. This is the elbow, this is the elbow, this is the arm. So it's talking about this. The bridge, for those guys that are getting technical on the bridge, this is the bridge. Okay, this is not a bridge. Okay, so you're always thinking about the elbow here. So as I start to work this position, I want to shut the shoulder down. So when I move in here, see how I move that? So I'm starting to move the dummy a little bit. And that's what's required to get them offline. So when I'm here and that punch comes out, bang, here, and then I'm in. Okay? I want to make sure that I can move this here. This is a sweeping BLG. Not intended to gouge the eyes out. Not intended to thrust into the eyes. Not intended to even touch the eyes. This is a BLG coming across as I'm waving here. This is coming across. But I'm using this to move the guy's shoulder. As was taught to me by Cedro James DeMaio. So as this comes in, I cover this line and I hit. Now you see how I'm starting to move the dummy? That's because I'm putting all the force into it. But in order to get good at it, you need to be working this and working this and working this thousands and thousands of times. You can get good at working techniques, but you need to do them thousands and thousands of times. 10,000 times, you're going to know what you're doing. You're going to feel what it feels like. You're going to sense what it feels like. And anytime you get in a situation, your hands are going to know what to do. They don't have to guess anymore. They don't have to go, well, you know, I think I'm going to go here. No, there is no thinking. I'm going to try. There is no trying. It's just responding and getting in that habit to where that muscle memory will constantly, bang, go to here, okay? Bang, goes to here, okay? Goes one, goes up, okay? One and up, one and up. And as you notice, my fingers are down. They're not here, okay? That's the trap. I want all of his energy to go here. I don't want his energy to go here so I can move him so he'll go that way. Okay? And so I'm trying to get that, you know, here to where this is, energy's going there. So anyway, as that arm is sticking up out there, okay, my hands are here. My hands are not down here. That's a good way to get hit. My hands are up here, okay, and I cover this line, and I sweep. Okay, sweep. So that is a sweeping Biu-Ji. Some guys call it a pat and carry. But work it. Everything we do, everything, not only in martial arts, but also in business, also in construction, also in driving, four-wheeling, whatever it may be, shooting. You have to become passionate about what you're doing. And you have to do it over and over and over to get the feel to where you don't have to think about it anymore. You know, when I was a deputy, you know, in the sheriff's office, I didn't have to think when I was going to pull someone out of a car. I didn't have to think when they started to resist me. And I didn't have to think, do I need to pull my service revolver? Do I need to pull a baton? And each level had its escalation. So, and I knew that by heart what I had to do. And so, but you know, it's like eating. You don't have to think about where that, you know, when you have a fork and you take the fork from the plate to the mouth, you don't have to think, well, am I going to hit it or am I going to miss? Okay, but repetition. That's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching my YouTubes, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.